421. 421.
421? Your apartment number?
421, Your Honor. This is 421, that I don't know what it says.
It says 17 Mill Street.
Yeah.
Does he live on the same floor as you or on another floor, sir?
Does he live on the same floor as you?
Yeah, they won't move them. They asked, but they said they can't move them.
Yep, 421. This is 421.
Does it say that?
So here's what I'm going to order, sir.
Can you hear the judge?
No.
Okay. Can you hear me now or no? Okay, can you hear me?
A little bit. I can't hear that good.
All right. I'm going to order him not to abuse you.
He's ordering not to abuse you.
Okay. To say,
He's ordering the gentleman not to abuse you.
Oh, it does.
okay. He's ordered not to contact you.
He cannot contact you.
He's to stay at least 10 yards away from you.
Just stay 10 yards away from you.
Okay.
He's to stay away from your unit.
Just stay away from your unit.
Number 421.
This is what the judge is ordering him to do right now.
Okay.
Okay?
Judge.
What's the 10-day date on this?
Yes, and that will be February the 8th.
Yeah.
Do you have a phone number for him, sir, or anything?
Do you have a phone number for this gentleman or no? No.
Okay, you have him at apartment 426. Is that his unit?
Does he live at 426?
Yeah, that's what I didn't even know he lived on the same floor.
Okay. So I've issued
This is 426.
Okay. I've issued this restraining order. There will be a hearing on February 8th.
Can I get that? Do I have to?
Yeah, we'll print out a copy of everything it says.
That will be an in-person hearing.
Yeah, that'll be in person.
It'll be an in-person hearing on February the 8th. And we'll send notice to him at that address that you provided. Okay? We'll give you a copy of the order.
So did he get served?
He's going to be served.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. He took that too.
Okay?
So he'll be served at the location, the address that you gave us. Okay?
That's the manager gave me that.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
You want a copy? Yes. You want? Okay, you can take it back.
Thank you, Ronna.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That's all.
Okay, so I'll bring you back to the clerk's office, okay? And you can use this
Joseph Diaz-Canaro.
I don't know if ADA McCaffrey is ready on it.
I think he is ready. He did tell me he's ready.
Your Honor, this matter, the Commonwealth has been able to dismiss this matter despite the defendant not completing the 12 hours.
Dismissed to the request of the Commonwealth.
This matter stands dismissed. Are there any monies that are owed? Let me check.
No money is on.
No money. Okay. Matter dismissed. Request of the Commonwealth. Thank you. Okay. Let's see.
Myra, excuse me. We should have a Calvin McCoy on the line for disposition from the Suffolk County House of Correction.
I don't think I see Suffolk County on the screen.
Can I give you the number of the director?
I don't see Suffolk County. They usually, it's 11 o'clock. Maybe in a couple minutes. It's just before 11.
Thank you, Myra.
I have to get the paperwork to the door.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. No worries, because I get the number for the doctor here.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to send it to her.
No worries. No worries.
Okay. Okay.
Is she doing okay? Is she doing okay in there?
William Sullivan. William Sullivan. One for the call. Len Altador. This is on from yesterday.
Yes. Good morning, Your Honor. Judge, I don't know if you remember, this matter was on for a bail review yesterday. Mr. Altador is at Middlesex County.
Yeah.
Being held. He has a matter over in the Superior Court that Attorney Cheryl McGilvery represents him on, and she was going to be prepared to go before the court up there for the revocation issue.
Yeah.
I came in today to get paperwork that she needs in order to go forward on that, and I noticed on the docket, even though the Commonwealth had relayed to the court on November 3rd that they were filing a partial null pros after this case, amending it down from an unarmed robbery to a larceny from a person.
Yes.
The docket does not reflect that, and I don't see any motion from the Commonwealth. No, it was done orally on that day.
What day was that now?
November 3rd.
Wasn't even in here November 3rd.
And there may be some confusion, Judge, because there was another case that Mr. Altador had on that day, which was docket number 814 of 2020. They filed a null pros on that completely. So I don't know if the clerk just marked that case and not this one. But that's why I'm asking, and there's no district attorney in the courtroom today for me to talk to. If they were on Zoom, perhaps they can check their notes and get it done so we can correct it and get Mr. Elford to be able to go.
Commonwealth?
Yes, Your Honor. My understanding is that one docket was, so actually I have it that this was done on November 3rd, where one docket was null pros and the other amended to larceny from a person. Unfortunately, in my notes, I don't have the specific docket numbers, and candidly, I didn't know that this was going to be addressed right now. So I'm happy to reach out to the assigned ADA and try to figure that out.
I can relay the docket numbers.
I understand. I just would want to confirm, and not that Attorney Kelly, I trust you completely, but I just want to confirm that it's the correct docket numbers, because I know there was a lot of confusion related to this case.
Okay, can we get that done so we can advise Superior Court what's going on with this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll get that. He's going to check right now, and then we'll see.
That's fine.
Okay.
Do you want, Counselor, do you want us to just notify you, send you an email or something that was
No, I want to get it so I can pick it up and I can email it to Attorney McGilvery.
All right, no problem.
I know she's trying to make arrangements with Superior Court.
Sure.
Thank you. Brief further call. Thank you. Michael Crosby has been on the morning, and I think this is we have another restraining order.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
So it's Melissa Crosby versus Michael Crosby. I think the plaintiff is still here.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you.
Let me read the paperwork.
Parties, please state their names for the record.
Michael Crosby.
Thank you. And ma'am, could you state your name, please?
Melissa Crosby.
Thank you. Parties, could you please raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, so help you God?
I do.
do.
Thank you.
I can't make out everything you wrote, Ms. Crosby. Could you please tell me what's going on?
Okay, so I got the restraining order on the 18th of January because it led up what happened with the cell phones, but he threatened me on social media. He threatened my life. He said that he would kill me if he could get away with it and throw me off of a boat if he could. He's been very violent in the past. He yells, causes disruption in the family, and with my daughter, my 13-year-old daughter as well. He's also on social media said that she likes DICK asses and that he would sell her for $12.
What, say that again. I apologize. Say that again.
That she likes DICK asses.
Oh.
And that he would sell her for $12. Yeah. He's a very bad person, and I'm in fear for my children and my life.
Now, was this on social media?
It was on social media. I told the police about it. This was before the 18th. On the 18th, there was a dispute about his cell phones that were on his bill. I paid for the cell phones. I put the money down for my kids' Christmases. My son got a cell phone, and my daughter got a cell phone. Michael had been tracking me through his cell phone, got my iCloud information, and was telling my son where I was, what I was doing, and lying and all this stuff on social media. And he was doing that to my daughter as well. So I got her a new phone, and he wanted the old cell phones back. And I said, not unless we delete them. And he wouldn't let me delete them. He came into my room at 1 a.m. demanding the cell phones. And he was very intimidating. I'm afraid of him. So I gave him my cell phone. I didn't know what Charlotte had done with her cell phone. She was going to delete her information off the phone because he was tracking her as well. So then the cops got involved because he called the cops and said that we stole his cell phones, although they were both of our cell phones. So there was no need to involve the cops, but he always stands behind the cops, and he always makes a big issue out of something to make me look bad. And it's just all disruptions. There's so many different police reports that he's called the police a number of times to try to make me look bad. But all I am here for is my 3 kids and trying to better my life and get out of the projects here. And he's just weighing me down. And I tried to get a divorce from him on several different ways. And he said no. He ripped up the paperwork. He wouldn't divorce me. He got angry, and then he threatens me, and he says he's going to go to court and fight me for the kids and make up all these lies. So it puts me in a constant state of fear. Plus, yeah.
Okay.
So go ahead. Then he got a restraining order. Yep. Go ahead.
There's a restraining order. Is there an active restraining order right now?
Yes. It was a 10-day temporary restraint against him.
I'm saying, you said he got a restraining order.
I put it on him. I said
okay, all right. Okay, Mr. Crosby?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Crosby, you heard what she said. What do you have to say?
Well, I'll just start factually. I don't want to speak any disparaging comments about my wife. It's obvious that the marriage has been ended for quite some time. She had filed for divorce previously. It was about 5 years ago. I didn't rip up the paperwork. We actually went to the probate court, and she signed to have it stopped because we decided to co-parent. She had been dating somebody else, but I felt like it was more necessary to have an active parent in the home that's, especially being a father. I'm a recovering addict. I have 5 years clean, and I've dedicated those 5 years to my children. My wife walks dogs. She is trying to better herself, as she says. I'm left home alone to teach and cook lunches and stuff for 2 out of the 3 children because the older one has become a little bit difficult. I don't see where there is any imminent danger where she leaves me home with the children all day and she sleeps with her door wide open with no door locks on it. And she did try to apply for a restraining order one other time before COVID when you could come in within 24 hours. And the judge had told her that she can't use this courtroom as her personal vendetta against me, that she has to file in the appropriate courtroom for a divorce. We've been working with DCFS. I've already signed that I was moving out February 1st. But this has obviously caused a big ripple in that because I've had to find temporary housing until then. I have never physically threatened anyone. The police have never, there's no marks or anything on her. I've never touched a woman. The last time I was in any sort of fist fight was in the 8th grade. I go to constant weekly therapy sessions with Column Health. I have regular drug testing. I've done everything I can to be the parent I stopped being when I had my problem back about 6-7 years ago. And I just don't. We had made the arrangement that this was just going to be a peaceful coexistence until I left, and it just hasn't been. And whenever something comes to light, me and my son go in the room and we shut the door to not fight because there's nothing to fight over. It's it is what it is. I have nowhere to live right now, and I'm disabled. I physically couldn't even hurt her if I wanted to because I can't even lift my arm, and I can barely walk across the room. But the police, when they were there, the initial police interaction happened on the 17th. She took the phones on January 7th. She told me that she deleted the telephones and she gave them back to me. On the night of the 17th, I was feeling ill due to something I had eaten. My daughter kept asking my son if I was in the bathroom, and she came in and took both of the phones. I went up and I asked Melissa as nicely as I could, because I've always tried to not have this interact with the children. You took the phones, or Charlotte took the phones, and she said I was out of my mind. And my youngest daughter, Gracie, God bless her, she's a little princess, she says, "Here, Daddy, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to have it," and she handed me the phone. My older daughter would not release the phone, so I said, as petty as it is, I didn't want to call the police, but I called the business line, not 911. I explained the situation. They came down. My daughter relinquished the telephone. The police told her that, listen, they're leaving in about 10 days. Just don't bother him, and don't bother with the product, the equipment that doesn't belong to it. It's in my name. It's about $800 worth of equipment that if I don't return it, I have to pay for. I pay every single bill in that residence, from the electric to the rent to everything. And I give her the children's money because they get auxiliary Social Security benefits from my name. I didn't shut off anything. She decided to turn the phone off on her own free volition. I didn't know what was happening until she called me from the store asking for my password. And that's just about it. So that night they gave back the phones. The next day, my phone also, when I was outside with the police, something happened on my phone. I believe it to have been microwaved, so it no longer worked, and I was trying to get it to work the following day. This was on the 18th when the restraining order was filed. I said to her, I didn't physically see her in person. I didn't have my own telephone. I had to use my son's, and I sent her a text message and told her what happened. And I said the easiest way to remedy this would be to go to Allife Brook Parkway, which is like 1.5 miles from our home, get a free SIM card just so I have a telephone where I'm disabled. If I fall, I can't get up on my own. I said, they'll give you one for free. All I have to do is bring it home. And they said no. They called the police, and that was the first time I saw her, was when the police officer knocked on my door and asked me to step out. And they didn't see any sign of any type of struggle or violence or anything at that time. For some reason, they brought her to the substation, and they allowed her to call some judge in the middle of the night who issued this long restraining order, giving me no time to speak to my children, which was very difficult because my son is, like, since recovery, is my best friend, and it's been a very difficult time. And I've still said I'm preparing to leave. I'm working with AYCC as well as the town clinician for the police department, Detective Rebecca Gallagher, and a couple of other people with the AYCC and other support groups to get help to get moved out so I don't, impact anybody. But it's always been the agreement that I was leaving February 1st. I don't know why this happened on this specific night.
Well, I do have some strong concerns with what was posted on social media.
That absolutely, that was not posted on social media. That was something my daughter, she does. Again, I don't want to bring things that a 13-year-old does into this matter that it's not necessarily appropriate for it. But if you ask the housing manager, she's done some inappropriate stuff with.
Where was that said? Where was that remark said? You said it
on YouTube. It was on YouTube. On his live stream media. He live streams constantly, and if I can speak in a minute in regards to all that, I have more to say. So go ahead.
Well, here's what obviously this is going to be a divorce matter. Obviously, you have to go to probate court. My understanding is you're working with DCF right now?
No, but the problem is he's a number of times that we brought the police involved for no reason. Okay. DCF has been involved, and they want him to move out. Okay, they told him he's the problem.
Ma'am, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to extend the restraining order for 6 months. Okay?
Okay.
You're to vacate. I have some strong concerns of that statement that was said on YouTube. That is extremely troubling. If that in fact was done, you know, if you have any evidence of that, I have some strong concerns with that probably should be brought to the attention of the police or DCF.
You're
All right?
Yes, I told the police and I told
I'm not saying it was or wasn't done. I'm saying if it was done. That's a very, very concerning statement to make because you don't know who's listening, who's thinking it's real.
Could I speak to that I'm sorry, Your Honor. Can I speak to that?
If you want to, but I've already extended the order for 6 months.
Okay, well, just so you know that I'm the one that had to have the discussion with my daughter about respecting her body and not because she was having.
No, and I understand.
And I would never do that. I would never have done that.
All right, if that was done, and I'm not saying it was, if that was said,
okay. But
you may put your daughter in, and I'm not saying you did it, but it may put your daughters in harm's way of certain individuals that kind of like that stuff. So please be careful.
I understand that, sir. But inherent.
And can I say she's going to...
No, man, listen, you're already extended for 6 months. Let's end this now.
7/20.
Yeah, we wrote that in.
Okay.
Order has been
One
extended
more
for 6
thing
months.
about, can I get some emergency child support?
You're gonna have you have to go to probate court over that.
Okay, I filed for the divorce, but then they sent back, because this is the third attempt for the divorce. 1
right.
year ago today, I
So
had
go to
filed
probate
divorce.
court for the child support, ma'am.
Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, how can she file for
okay.
if she's filing in probate for I asked her in order to vacate the restraining order because I know that she had the divorce papers. I would have signed them and been gone. I feel like this has been carrying on, and I've heard statements, but like again, I'm not trying to disparage or say things I can't physically prove. But why would this continue? Like this is going to follow me.
Because you violated the restraining order.
No, there was
that. I'm going to say, stop this. Stop.
Okay.
I'm going to say it again. You are both in a courthouse right now. Believe it or not, even though you're walking around, okay, with your cell phone, and which I think is not the right thing to do when you're in the court. Okay, I suggest you sit down. Okay, please don't be doing errands around the house as you're speaking to the court, ma'am.
Yep.
Okay, understand. Believe it or not, even though we're in Zoom, we still have to respect the courtroom.
Okay.
And if you can't sit down and address the court and have to keep moving around, that's not showing the right respect. It's not to me, it's to the courthouse. So, I did extend it for 6 months. I did extend it for 6 months.
No.
What about the children?
I can't have them back yet.
What about my children? Being able to speak to my children?
I suggest you go to probate court immediately and get visitation there. I'm not going to want to visitation. Ma'am, you're in the courtroom.
Okay.
If you can't control yourself and not speak.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No.
I suggest you go to probate court, sir. Do visitation up there.
I'm just.
Order's been extended for 6 months. You'll get copies in the mail of the order. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all. Thank you.
Sorry.
Lenz Altador. Oh.
I apologize.
That's right.